Today's episode is sponsored by our friends at New Jersey Digest. If you're looking for the latest in food and culture in our state, you have to check these guys out. Their website and social media is filled with top-tier curation like their coveted guides on restaurants and places to explore in New Jersey. Visit them at thedigestonline.com or on Instagram at NJDigest. Murphy, Schiller & Wilkes is formed with a simple purpose in mind, serving as the one-stop shop for the legal needs of developers, lenders, and others in the commercial real estate industry. Based in Newark, the firm's attorneys represent clients in the most complex real estate transactions and land development proceedings, as well as property taxation, environmental and real estate litigation matters, and in the acquisition, sale, and leasing of all real estate asset types throughout the country. Their attorneys have broad private and public sector experience coming from top national law firms and high-level governmental positions. Through the development of individualized client-focused strategies, their team works tirelessly to create a blueprint for success and advance their clients' interests in every matter. To learn more, head to murphyllp.com or give them a call at 973-877-6984. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Greetings from the Garden State. I'm your host, Mike Ham. We are here in Silverstream Studio once again in Montclair, New Jersey with BreakTime. So we got Sean Manuel, Thommy Delaney, Doug Lupo, and Peter Matthew here with us today. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, a lot of voices coming in. So I hit everybody's name right?
Yeah.
I'm a professional. Awesome. So I don't know who would you say is like the band leader?
There's definitely an answer to that.
I figured it was going to be Sean.
Quick answer.
All right, so Sean, let's do like a quick overview of what BreakTime is and what kind of band it is, and then we'll kind of progress through like all the stuff and get through the rest of the episode.
So we are BreakTime, as our slogan goes. BreakTime is a great time. We are a Bayonne indie pop band. We write originals and we also play covers from time to time. We founded in 2018. Since 2021, we've been originals and covers. We write modern pop tunes with generous vintage allusions to artists such as the Beatles, the Beach Boys, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Some people call us surf rock, some people call us mercy beat. Call it whatever you want, just don't call us late for dinner. How you doing? You know what I mean? But one particularly great bit of praise that we got was from blowupradio.com's webmaster and show host Laszlo. He said that our melodies and harmonies are like sun rays enhancing his mood. Okay. So we welcome you into our carefree soundscape. Check us out on Spotify, and if you want to see us live, our first show of the year is April 13th in Manhattan at the Bowery Electric. We're opening for Rubber Snuff and Granite Garden, two New York City bands. It's the Peter Michaels birthday bash. Peter Michaels is in Rubber Snuff. You can find the tickets at our Linktree in our bio, and probably in the description of this podcast at this point as well. Yeah. Probably, right?
Yeah. Cool. That was, did you rehearse that? Did you know that was?
He does this every day.
I got some bullet points down.
Yeah. No, that was fantastic. And then so
I'm a pro.
Yeah, and just as part of this episode, just for future stuff, we're going to try to keep it as evergreen as possible, just because I don't want to be talking about an event and then people are like, oh, I want to go see them, and then they can't. But they could just always go to future events in the link in bio whenever. Yeah, so we'll get to all that kind of stuff where people can go and find you guys and all that. But so let's learn a little bit about each of you and kind of what you bring to the band, and then we'll eventually get to the story about how you all found each other and started BreakTime. So, Peter, why don't we start with you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go back the other way.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because you thought you were just gonna sit there till the end when I went all the way around, right?
I'm just a drummer, man.
It's so funny because you were just talking before about how nobody cares about drummers.
Yeah, they get all the abuse. We abuse them a lot.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about so you're from Cranford, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your background. Was music always something that you were doing, and other stuff that you're involved in? Give me the background of Peter first.
Okay. Well, I was originally born in Poland, Warsaw, Poland.
Okay.
I'm adopted, so I came to Cranford around 2 years old. My parents always said that I was fascinated with music. The first moments they saw me, I was always near the TV trying to look for music channels or something, and it was something that I was always drawn to, and especially like just driving in the car, I'll always like have my head just banging on something, just like for like a beat or something.
Windshield, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And not like thrashing, but like
Okay,
I'll have it
gotcha.
like on the headboard and I'll like keep the tempo.
Yeah.
But from there, I really took music seriously in high school, and that's when I started really like drumming and really started to like find myself. And through that, I went to NJCU, and I met them through a friend of theirs who told me that they needed a new drummer, and so I came in, and you know I remember coming in, and I was like super shocked because I was like, I made it in a way, like that's kind of how I felt, because it was like this wasn't like just some garage band, this was something that was like going somewhere, and I was like, this is gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
And it truly was.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean we've gone through a lot of adventures, and you know.
Sweet.
Though we beat each other up a lot, that's pretty much it's a love, you know. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much
Awesome.
Twisted form of love. Yeah.
It's a twisted form. What he calls love is pain, really.
Yeah, well, that's how you know that someone loves you a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like if they, busted chops, like all that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how, if they don't, that's when you need to be like, maybe I'm getting kicked out of the band.
That's some of my friends. I mean, that's some a dear friend of mine used to say. It was like, if I'm not busting your chops, you should be worried.
Right.
So it's exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the way.
Yeah, 100%.
The moment Sean is like, oh hey Peter, and I'm like, oh
Yeah, like oh no,
what's up?
they
What's
found
up,
a new
dude?
drummer. Okay, Doug, tell me a little bit about you.
Yeah, so my name's Douglas Lupo. I'm also from Bayonne. So my music journey kind of began while I was like in
What
grammar
instrument
school.
do you play?
Oh, I'm rhythm. By the way, I'm the rhythm guitarist, and I do a lot of the vocals too, like a lot of like the lead vocals.
Got it.
So my music journey kind of began like, like I was in grammar school, and like kind of like Peter, where like my parents noticed I was like really into like music, like bopping my head to things, like in my room, just whatever's on the radio at the time, just like singing as loud as I can, and, stuff like that. So when my parents saw that, they kind of threw me into like musical theater and stuff, like Bayonne High School drama was like a big thing. So I kind of worked my way up doing that, like musical theater stuff. And when I was in high school, I was like, you know what, like I really love music. I'm not really like a theater guy though, like I like doing it, but I want to do something else. And my high school teacher kind of like took me in, and like that's how I learned guitar. That's how I learned how to kind of like sing, other than like drama and like theater stuff. Throughout high school, like I would always, and like throughout high school, I would do stuff on my own, where like I had like a little bedroom set up. I feel like a lot of people relate to this nowadays. Like you have like your own little like home studio. Like, you have like your computer, GarageBand, Logic, whatever you got.
I'm a garage band guy myself.
Yeah. So like like during high school I would just like fiddle around, but like never really like played live until I would say like when I was in college. Like I just graduated college, and these guys were looking for a drummer and a rhythm guitarist, and I knew of Thommy and I knew of Sean through like high school and college, and they reached out to me and was like, the story was, they had a gig. They had 2 weeks to prepare for a gig, and they needed me to step in and be a rhythm guitarist. And I'd never played live. I'd never even like thought of it. Like I was just kind of like this is a lot right now. But they assured me like, you can do this, you got this, like you know what you're doing. And 2 weeks later, 902 Brewing, our first gig, we pulled it out and we did pretty good. I thought we did pretty well. And ever since there, we just kind of hit the ground running.
Nice. Awesome. Thommy, man.
Well, where to begin my life? It's been a long road to here. Yeah, I'm the lead guitar player. Also sing some lead vocals in the group, but Doug more so than me. But I'm pretty good myself. But anyway, back in grammar school. Actually, let's start before grammar school for a quick second.
When you were born.
It's almost like the twinkle in my father's eye.
No, there's like a story I actually wanted to mention, like where this whole music thing really kind of came about. Because I never really thought about becoming a musician until I got older, really. But it all started for me when listening to like bands like the Beatles. My parents would always play that kind of stuff. And actually, a particular time, and I used to like cry when I was an infant, something that would always seem to calm me down was whenever my dad would play like Elton John, for whatever reason. I don't even know why to this day, but for whatever reason, I guess something that's caught on to me with music, just overall, just the beautiness of his music and other music that I listen to even up until now, which is why I kind of got into it. And then in grammar school, I started learning guitar, but then I wound up breaking my arm, and that kind of ended that. And then back in high school, I took it up again under the tutelage of Mr. Vinny Downs.
Right.
Also, Doug took us from him. And doing classical music, and that's really how I got even deeper into this guitar world of not just like the Beatles or, again, Elton John, but also other forms of music as well. And then eventually, more recently, I got into a little bit of appreciative of jazz.
Next to this guy, yeah.
Next to this guy, well, before even Peter joined, actually. But and then getting into college, I really didn't do music too much until I got to NJCU, where I decided to take up music business instead of just music theory classes, although I did take a little bit, to kind of, because I had to. But anyway, at that point, this is when I was approached by one of our drummers at the time, along with Sean, saying, hey, we're looking for a lead guitarist, not just a guitar player, a lead guitar player.
The most important.
The most important.
It's okay.
No offense. Listen, he's no offense.
Most important deal of the day is serving it up Tommy's way.
But and I always say this, that I thought about it for a while, and a lot of people would probably instantly, I feel, jump at the chance to do it because like, oh, lead guitarist. But I gave it some thought because I really knew nothing about playing lead guitar as much at the time, because I'm just like playing covers. I didn't know how to create solos yet at the time or anything like that, and I didn't feel confident in myself. So, but then more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what, this could be something worth my while, because I need something to do that just makes me happy. And then every time we play, it just makes me happy, like every single time, no matter what happens. I'm just like having fun up there and just playing. And so I said yes graciously, and then what is it now, Sean? 4 years later, 4 years, almost now. A year later, I'm still here kicking. It's like, somehow.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's been a crazy ride to get here, but I mean, it's been a blast.
Awesome. Yeah. So before you go, Sean, did you all go to NJCU? Is that what I'm gathering here?
Yes.
Okay.
But at different times, because I graduated probably. Me and him are the same age. We graduated first, and then
Which is when?
2016.
Okay.
So, and then he's the youngest one, so he was 3 years. When did you graduate?
I graduated in 2021.
2021. So.
Oh, that was like
he's going to graduate
next
2
year.
years from
Yeah.
now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In college, yeah.
I feel young.
You are young.
Yeah.
I'm graduating in May. So I did my
2016? I was literally starting high school.
I'm 2012.
There you
What?
go.
Yeah, I'm 32.
Okay.
Did you also go to? Did you also go to?
How do
NJCU?
you
I
feel
went to
now?
TCMJ.
I just
TCMJ.
like 2012. Oh my gosh, I was like in what, 6th grade maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the math. That's right.
Yeah.
Checks out.
You got it?
I don't know why. Just like when
That's
you
how
say the
great-
It's
numbers.
okay. We'll save the existential crisis.
When you say the numbers, I'm like,
Yeah, one day you'll feel old too. It'll be great.
no, I'm not making fun of you. I'm just like, I'm so
Totally fine.
confused.
Yeah. But you haven't graduated.
No, I haven't graduated yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look at
It's
that.
just so weird.
Still kicking.
Because you put a number, and I just remember, like, I was at the pool eating like an ice pop or
So
something.
you can still go to the pool and eat an ice pop at 32, dude.
Yeah. That's
No, but like with my friend. When I
That
was
sounds pretty good.
Well, I also have friends.
okay, without a
Sean,
beard.
Sean,
Without a beard. There.
This guy's not reading the obits right there. That's not happening yet. That's not 32.
No.
That's way late.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Sean.
Yeah.
Like, take this home.
Take it home.
I'll bring us back.
Yeah, bring us back.
So my music journey started, from what I understand, my parents told me I was always infatuated with Sir Paul McCartney whenever in his career it was, whether it be one of my favorite things was watching the Hello Goodbye music video and marveling at Paul McCartney's blue outfit and his bass. So I would always be interested in that, and I watched tour specials that they had on CD and whatnot. I was always infatuated with that. And then I started to actually express that through playing a light-up keyboard, a 1999 Casio keyboard that my mom actually bought for my dad, but it never got put to use. So my dad noticed how I would follow the lights, and he said, oh, maybe he has talent, take him to a piano teacher, which I would never actually agree to on my own, so my parents had to trick me to go to a piano lesson, go to piano school. So I started that in 2007. So I've been playing piano now 16 years. My passion, I really wasn't passionate about it for a long time. It got to the point where my piano teacher would have an actual journal that she'd send home with a checklist of stuff for my parents to check that I did. I'd actually rarely ever do it. So it got to this point that I was testing my teacher, and she was like, okay, how can I actually get him to be passionate about it, because I know that he is. So she started making piano arrangements of Beatles songs. So she understood that there was possibly something there, and I started receiving that and taking the ball and running with it. When I got to high school, that was actually the first band experience that I had playing with the band. I was always performing solo and whatever shows that I could count on a single hand a year. And the high school I went to was High Tech High School, so shout out to High Tech. When I got there, I started playing in various band configurations for coffee houses and whatever other concerts that they would put on. I never actually was brought into somebody else's band. Nobody actually ever requested, though I was always playing a lot of the actual songs in those concerts. So it was very strange. I didn't see the disconnect. So I decided, you know what, I'll do it on my own. In 2018, I put BreakTime together. It was actually on a white lie that I told the local talent booker. I said I had a band together that we would play this local carnival that was about 2 weeks away.
Is that what we're talking about?
That's one of the first.
This is a different 2 weeks.
It's a different 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it's a different 2 weeks. So
not big on like planning ahead or anything.
No, I was pretty short.
In the early days, at least.
Yeah.
In the early days.
I am going to edit this episode the night before it comes out, so like I'm totally on board with really waiting to the last minute thing. Yeah.
So my pitch was great. So we ended up getting this show. I ended up getting this show, and I was like, well, crap, I got to get a band together in less than 2 weeks and get us to this show, which I did. Admittedly, we bombed, but that was the first venture into BreakTime. That lineup was my high school classmates, who actually were, I guess I could say, outcast or castaways from other bands that they were like, oh, we don't want them. So what ended up happening, 2 months later, the band broke up. I stopped BreakTime until 2019, reunited with the original drummer, got Thommy. Had that lineup through 2020, and then the pandemic reduced the lineup to just me and Thommy. Thommy nearly quit multiple times. But,
long story on that one. I want to get into it.
There's a few long stories.
You don't want to get into it? Or
This is a 4-hour episode.
We love stories.
We have another half an hour after this.
Yeah.
It'll be more of like a 4-hour episode at this point.
Let's do it.
But at that point, Thommy and I realized I was amassing this catalog of songs, original songs that I've been writing in the background since 2018. So we released our debut single, Rock and Roll Refugee. You can check it out on Spotify. On July 14th of 2021, I liked the number 7/14/21. Had a rooftop show that we put together. I got 2 part-time players to come in just to get the show done. And then that led to Doug joining the band in September of 2021. We played with a part-time drummer for a few months, and then Peter joined the band in 2022.
He completed the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes, he did.
He got
Yeah.
all, and he was the last Infinity Stone.
Now it's all even.
It's very funny. When Peter joined, we only gave him 2 weeks until we
You could have
recorded our
asked
debut
me like how many
single.
weeks do you think we gave Peter to know what's
2 weeks.
I came
2 weeks.
into that
before we
the s-
recorded our
the s-
next single.
The second week I came into that studio, they're like, "Oh, we're recording a song." I'm like, "What?" I have like, and I had not gotten a chart or anything, so I'm like, "Okay, we're figuring this out here."
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a great learning experience because I mean, it really made me think on my feet, and I mean, it came out and. Yeah, I mean it's one of our
Yeah.
top songs. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Yeah, what was it like going? Like you said, you were playing covers. You do like covers and original stuff.
Yeah.
And like, what's that jump? Because I'm not a musician by any stretch, but what's that jump from going from like I think you were talking about like you had played songs before and like but hadn't written a song, done your own solo, like getting thrown into a fire of like a brand new song, like all that kind of stuff. Like, what's that changeover like? Is it cool to be like, yeah, this one's mine, but it is also like, hey, I don't want to make sure like I'm taking stuff from like other songs and just kind of like mashing it all together.
We've actually talked about this like last week.
Yeah, we just had talked
Yeah.
about this. I think it's like a little I feel like during our sets, like when we try to like weave in our own original stuff, like between songs, like where you kind of like see the influence a little bit, but like at the same time, it's the original song, but like it complements the other songs that come before and after it. And it's a little like. I feel like it's a little scary kind of at first to like kind of see like because you want like like you play it and then like you see the reaction of the crowd. It's usually good. People, I mean, at the end of the day, like I feel like we write pretty good songs, so I like it's scary, but then at the same time, like when it's done, everybody's enjoying it. It's a great feeling.
I think it's important because it's like what we do is like we definitely are influenced by a past and variety of music. But at the end of the day, what's unique about us is we all have like a certain flair we add to it that makes it really our music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we're writing these songs, I mean, I don't think we're like take it from anyone. I think it's more of like we're just enhancing it.
No, yeah,
into
for sure.
this,
I didn't mean to let you guys are like bunko artists. I just meant like making sure that
These
like
guys are
No, cut the
champs.
camera. The interview's over.
this has been a gotcha episode, the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but because I just think it's just like an interesting thing because like a couple weeks ago I was in Asbury Park and I interviewed this musician Renee Maskin and she's like never done covers, but then was just talking about how she just like it just like comes to her, whatever, however that works. But then like with you guys, it's like obviously you have like clear influences, which you all kind of discussed, and there's obviously like a common thread of certain types of artists and all that kind of stuff which I think is the reason why you play the music that you do. That would be a fair thing to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so like was when you were putting the band together in like these various iterations, and like anybody can jump in on this one too, was it like tough to find people that would be like, yeah, like this is the music that I want to play? Because I know like you do some jazz stuff also, and I'm sure that there's like other musical influences that come in from time to time, like like Elton John obviously is like a little bit different.
Yeah.
I also used to get very soothed by Crocodile Rock, but that's whatever. But like was that like a challenge, like when you're putting these bands together, especially like on the fly in 2 weeks, be like, hey, do you know any like Beatles songs or like whatever?
Oh yeah, different band lineups, 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
But
Yeah.
that's I think you hit it on the head there for sure. I definitely had to be like a realist, like for certain lineups, like this lineup, we're all able to sing fairly well and hold pitch and perform the harmonies and the vital elements of our sound. In past lineups, we actually weren't able to do that before. So I was like, okay, what will be our calling card for this? And I just kept going back and forth with these, different band members coming in and leaving and no consistency. So musical taste definitely is one thing because you definitely have to play what you like.
Yeah.
And two, ability is another important thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want me in your band. You know.
Hey man, I feel like you look like you can carry a tune
like a
though.
tambourine or something.
I think you
ain't taking my job.
I do a
you'd
mean
play a
cowbell. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cowbell
that.
action.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
You can do the recordings with us. You'll get paid a lot for that cowbell.
yeah, I love that.
100%.
Yeah,
No, but I feel like
that's why I
we
do this, because I get paid a lot.
I feel like we all have like common ground, like with like the classic rock kind of thing, and that makes it easier for like when we kind of each want to like add our little influences of like maybe he has like something like jazz related in mind that he wants to
It's
add.
like funk or reggae. All it's like
Or-
a middle of it.
I'm more of like
no.
But we always find a way to add it in some way. I mean, that's the cool
That's
part. It's
true,
like we don't take it like as it is, but like we'll find a way to kind of slip it in.
Yeah.
Or mostly I'll find a way to slip it in some way.
and it's cool because like we know like oh like this is a little different, but like and it's also like the fun of it is to try to make it sound like maybe it's not different at all, like where it's still palatable and still like kind of comes into like this core sound. So it's just like I feel like the past like couple weeks we've been like doing originals, like we've been recording for the next EP coming up, and we've just all like sat there and like, oh, let's add this to it, oh, let's add this to it, like let's you know, we're just making like one big like melting pot of just all of our different influences.
Yeah, Papa Sean guesses bongos.
Bongos.
That was interesting.
We call him
day.
Bongo Boy.
Bongo boy, I love that.
Bingo bongo.
And the
Bongo.
sad part is he doesn't even. I have to record it, so it's like for me, I have
He's
to
the one
put it-
playing the bongos, but you get
He's
the
the
credit
drummer
for being
boy. He's
bongo.
Bongo Boy.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's just how it comes from.
Yeah, well, you just need a dedicated bongo person, I guess, from now.
I heard you're good at the bongos.
I feel like it's
Cowbell bongos, is that too?
I've back
pretty much the same. So, just because of time, and I need to reset that camera, we're going to take our break, and then we'll be back, and we'll talk more about the band and what you guys have going on. Good?
Cool. Sounds
Cool. So, we're going to... so this is the Greenspeak Garden State Podcast. I'm Mike Cam. We're here at Silverstream Studio in Montclair, New Jersey with BreakTime. We'll be right back. The Mayo Performing Arts Center is the heart of arts and entertainment in Morristown, New Jersey. MPAC presents over 200 events annually and is home to an innovative children's arts education program. To see MPAC's upcoming schedule of world-class concerts, stand-up comedy, family shows, and more, head to mayoarts.org or just click the link in our show notes. Bored of going to the same park? Want to try a new local adventure? Well, then check out njspots.com, your home for finding a new spot to discover right here in New Jersey. With dozens of maps to check out, local hiking spots, family-friendly places, and seasonal suggestions, NJ Spots is waiting for you to find somewhere new to explore. That's njspots.com. All right, we're back for segment 2, our second segment, our final segment of this episode of Greetings from the Garden State. I'm Mike Ham. We're here at Silverstream Studio in Montclair, New Jersey with BreakTime. So we learned all about you guys and your backgrounds and how you all found each other into this ragtag group that plays good music. So like one thing that I've been noticing more, and I don't know if it's because like we've talked more and been like leading towards this recording date, which is my fault, but whatever. Sorry, busy guy.
Don't worry, Mike. We love you.
But so like one thing I've been noticing more of is like your Instagram story has been popping up more often on my feed. And I've been seeing like a lot of studio time. And I know like when we talked initially or when we did the first like group call, I think you guys were at rehearsal, like, you know, doing things. So can we like maybe talk a little bit about like what it's like to be in studio together, like creating these original songs, like all that kind of stuff, and like what that experience is like to do it with some guys that are like all trying to row the boat in the same direction kind of thing.
Well, it's a lot of messing up at first.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a lot of getting the songs down. And, you know, a couple takes where you're just like you're towards the end, someone hits a bum note or something. But you know, it's a lot of fun though. It's you know, it's just it's focus. Like it's like where you're just like locked in, and you know you got an objective to finish. You know, you got to get these songs out. So you just sit down and you know everybody's locked in with each other. And I kind of equated to like being at the gym where like you're just like focused, like you're like nothing else matters. It's just whatever is in front of you for like the next hour or two. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Control Z is a very popular.
And the
I was
undo
about to
button.
say, yeah, that's one of our mantras. Control Z until it's an A.
I like that. Yeah, like, so, but is it fun? Because you like, I mean, obviously, like there is a seriousness to it. I would imagine.
Yeah.
You know, like because like this is what I do. You know, like there's obviously a very like big seriousness factor. Like when I'm editing and doing all that kind of stuff, but I only do it because I like enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's like like I'm sure you guys are like we said before, like
Yeah.
if you're not busting chops, like you should be
Yeah.
concerned. I'm sure that goes on like somebody
Oh, yeah.
hits a bum note,
It's-
and you're like,
it's-
what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
You know,
It's
maybe not
not-
that extreme, but
It's
you know.
90% fun, like, but then
Yeah.
there's that 10% where you just want to like kind of rip somebody's hair out or something.
I think what's funny is like it's like scary for like maybe that portion, but once
Yeah.
you get into the music, it's really fun. And after you're done recording and you're actually like happy and you're like, okay, everything
you listen to
sounds
that,
good.
yeah.
Then you're like, when it's like, okay, it's good. Now we're gonna do it. It's like a sigh of like relief. So I
Yeah.
think it's like that. I think there's that moment where it's like, yeah, you have to really be focused, but it's like working on trying to like focus, but also like put that fun and love that we like to put into it. You know?
Yeah, 100%. And then take it from like studio time to actually like break time live, right? Is that see what I did there? Yeah. Break time live. So like in like front of a crowd, on a stage, in front of people. Like talk to me a little bit about like what's the main difference between performing in front of people and performing in a studio and recording something?
Oh, can I start with this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love performing live. That is the best part. I have the absolute most fun when I'm
He
playing
does. If
live.
you look
He
back
really
at the
does.
pictures and the videos and stuff, he has the most fun out of all of us on stage.
Yeah, I was like
His
a,
faces are something else.
Yeah, the drummer face.
I was like a
Yeah.
child at a candy store. I'm like so happy. Is the
Just watch that painting.
my bad.
Don't put it all in it.
It's so cool. It's like
See,
the
you can't contain his excitement.
I know. I can tell.
The moment I think about
So
it, it just
excited.
gets me all excited. But it's
Yeah.
like it's so cool. It's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's performing live is like the greatest thing I think, in
Yeah.
my opinion, because it's like you really get to connect with the audience there. It's like you're not like just giving them a recording or something and hearing about it. Like you're seeing their enjoyment. You're seeing how happy they are to just like for you to be there.
Right.
And whatever song you're playing, they're just happy to be
Yeah.
part of it.
They're pumped.
Yeah, it's like you're getting feedback for your work live.
Yeah.
So, like in the studio, you have to be your own worst critic. Like, oh, that take was that was terrible, or that was fantastic. That's just what we think of it. It the only thing that matters is how it goes over live.
Yeah.
So, it's very exhilarating. I think more so than recording. Like recording, there is that like tension, like we got to get this stuff done, but we also have this passion that we're trying to have fun with it at the same time, which we do accomplish pretty well. When we're live, we just get to cut loose and have fun with the people there, and it's their show. It's not our show. It's their show.
Yeah.
So,
And it's fun to just like feed off that energy too. Like if you play like say we hit like like we're playing like a fast up tempo like one of our rockers, and then like after like crowds going nuts, like get a lot of good like reaction to a lot of good like that pumps you up. Like it's like an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
It's
awesome.
nothing beats it.
No.
Nothing beats it.
yeah,
Yeah.
on stage you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then, like, talk to me a little bit about, like, the new stuff that you guys have coming out. Because, like, right now on, like, Spotify where people can listen, you have how much that's on there right now?
We have our most recent EP entitled Great Times, led by our lead single, which is up to, it might get over 7,000 streams by tomorrow, actually. It's fast becoming our most popular and most streamed song.
Yeah.
So we have that's an 8-song EP, and we have our debut single, Rock and Roll Refugee, and our, I guess you can consider this lineup's debut single, Mastermind, from 2022, January of 2022.
I think Mastermind's my favorite song not my favorite song of all time, sorry, but of your guys' stuff. I think Mastermind's the one that I have like in my New Jersey like indie artists playlist of where like I keep tabs on for future projects that I'm thinking of. So
Thank you.
Thanks,
as a
man. Thank you.
FYI.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, because I think it's just like it's just cool. Like when I had the last time I was in here recording, I had this guy, Young Benny, who was a rapper. We actually released his episode yesterday at the time of this recording, and like I don't listen to rap, like I don't listen to like the stuff that you guys do all that much either. But I just think it's so cool because like I create stuff. It's just different than what you guys do, and then like it's a lot different than what he does too. But then it's just like cool because you're in a room of people that just have like this vision of like what they want to bring to the world, and I just think it's cool to see the success that you guys can have with that.
Yeah,
So
creators just in different lanes, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
cool.
you could like paint this picture or do a show like this or like play music, but it's all kind of like in the same world. So like what's coming up for BreakTime? As far as like new music that people should come to expect maybe this year, maybe in the future, like what are some goals you have right now?
So in the short term, we have a summer EP coming out in June, date to be determined. Name to be determined as well at this point. Cover to be determined.
It's gonna be like 2 weeks.
2
out.
weeks before.
Yeah.
Songs to be
About 2
determined.
weeks.
We'll decide 2 weeks before.
Can we just call it 2 weeks?
That's actually not that bad of an
2
idea.
weeks before.
Yeah.
Leading up to that, we have 2 double singles coming out with songs from the EP, so you can get a sneak peek. Those songs are 2 songs that I wrote, Motor City Mama and Be Mine. Those will be released on April 21st, I believe. I can check the date, but I believe that's the date. And then there is another song I wrote called She's the One, and Tommy's song, which he actually just finished writing not 2 weeks ago, but
Like
just
a
a
couple
week
days ago.
Oh, you better love that.
2 days.
Within 2 weeks. Yeah.
Called Love and Harmony. That'll be that double single will be coming out sometime in late May. I don't have the date, but
So
I'll update you on that.
So that's your song.
Yep, that's mine.
And how many songs of like yours have been on BreakTime's, what do you call that, catalog? So far?
Catalog, yeah. As far as the ones that are releases, I have others that haven't been. Well, 2 of them have been released, but they're not on Spotify anymore. But the 2 songs I have out currently are called All That I Need and Tammy, which Tammy, I think, has been my favorite. Had those 2 songs that I written, thinking about it, like which one's my favorite off the EP. That's one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. And then my favorite, as a side note, was Catch a Ride 425, which is Sean and I both wrote that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little train ditty.
It's a little train ditty, as they call it. But,
Yeah.
but I also, besides Love and Harmony, I've been working on other stuff recently as well. I just regularly have mostly ideas right now, and like a lot of lyrical kind of ideas, but nothing set in stone yet that I'm playing around with. But
Yeah.
Love and Harmony is my most recent one. I'm just really proud of it, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it out there. So.
I can't wait to hear it either. The reason why I asked that was just because of like we were talking about before, like like originally when we started with the band, it was like something that you really hadn't done much, and I just think it's so cool to me that like now you are, like, you have stuff that's part of like the stuff coming out and like all that kind of stuff. Like, do you ever like stop and think like, oh wow, like I did that, like that's really cool.
Oh yeah, there's definitely there's a couple times where I think like, man, how did I pull, like, no matter how good or bad the song is, like, man, like, how did I do it? Because, like, when I joined this thing, I didn't even think about songwriting either, on top of lead guitar playing, so I didn't really expect to become, like, some reason expect to become an original band, but eventually when Sean showed me some of his stuff, that really did inspire me the most out of everybody's, well, obviously it's before Doug, but, I would have said Doug if he was there at the right time, but, But, yeah, it was mostly, like, Sean's music that really just made me think, like, wow, like, we got, like, not just one hit, not just 2 hits, we have, like, a whole bunch of hits here that we can, like, put out to the world that everybody could love and call a hit, not call a hit, whatever,
They're hits. They're hits.
Yeah,
It's all, I guess, opinionated, nowadays.
You're right.
But, I mean,
I'll give you your $20 later for that. Thanks.
Yeah.
it's okay, I don't need it.
So I know at
I'll buy
the
you an ice cream, Cold Stone.
That's even better, ice cream.
thank you. I know at the beginning, like we were talking about some stuff like live dates that you guys have coming up. Like, what are some venues that you've played in Jersey? Just because we're in Jersey, and then like, are there places that you haven't played yet? They're like, we really want to get in, fill in the blank. Are there like spots that you really want to get into?
Yeah, so we'll start out with the places we have played. We frequented a lot of bars and venues in Bayonne. We played at the Vic. So we played at the Vic. We've played at Butero. We might actually be playing at the Knights of Columbus this year. Stay tuned on that. And we've played some festivals in Bayonne. In terms of outside of Bayonne, We've played at Pet Shop in Jersey City, and we've played some places in Cranford. We've done Cranstock, which is an annual September event that's kind of like Cranford's Woodstock offshoot for Cranford High School graduates. We've played Cranford Porch Fest, and the true highlight of this lineup so far has been playing at the Crossroads. We love playing at the Crossroads.
Garwood, shout out.
Shout out to Lee Frankel at the Crossroads and the sound guy Neil, because he knows that room inside and out. He knows how to hook everybody up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
In terms of places that we do want to play in Jersey, we definitely want to get into the Stone Pony and a lot of Asbury Park venues like the Seine.
Asbury Lane.
I think the Saints actually closed now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't hear about
as
that.
Sidebar. Sorry to burst your bubble on that one.
Oh, well, if it was still open, we would want to play.
And
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It was a really cool venue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, we'll just buy it and play it tonight.
Oh, that'd be sick. That'd be awesome.
It's coming out of your page.
We'll change the name.
Yeah.
One night only.
You gotta play a lot of cowbell for that.
Yeah, a lot of cowbell.
I'll call you for that one.
Call you when
Matter of fact, it's a rule there.
we definitely want to break into Asbury this year. We're friends with a few acts down the shore, so we're definitely going to be playing down the shore this year. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real
Fun.
beach day vibes.
Yeah.
And that's our vibe.
That's
anyway.
our vibe anyway.
Apparently we're surf, so that's our thing.
Well, I just meant like a
Asbury.
beach day. Like that's just gonna be a fun beach day. We're gonna bring
Yeah.
a
We're at the
volleyball.
beach before our
Yeah,
show.
we're at the
Okay.
beach.
Yeah, get a tan on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
You'll see me like, where's Peter? I'm in the ocean. I'm just like riding with the dolphins.
It's our spud.
Yeah.
It's on.
I'll just get a vacuum and pull you out of the water.
No, my dolphin.
If it's a beach day vibe, are you gonna wear the blazers?
No.
That's a good question.
Tank top.
It's a
Tank top.
It's a
Tank top under
They-
the blazer?
Please.
Who decided on the blazer?
The group decision, but I was the one who pushed the blazer, but we came to the group decision that this was the kind of blazer that
The look.
Yeah.
The black turtleneck with the blazer.
With Benny from Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that's like what you guys rock when you do all your shows?
Yeah.
Yep. We like to project that we're a unit and we have that mindset that we're a team. Like this in the same way like hockey teams wear a common jersey and all that. We're representing this thing and this is our image.
Yeah. I like that because it's like we were kind of talking about before, like almost like a ragtag bunch, but it just like
The more
there's
we're together.
unity.
Yeah, the more that we're together, the more
The
we're
less
kind
ragtag
of.
you can be.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So then, like, we talked about obviously like earlier influences and all that kind of stuff. And we mentioned a little bit that you do the jazz stuff on the side. Do you guys do any other types of music on the side, or are you is it all break time? I don't know if you want to say it in front of Sean. You can tell me off.
Well, I mean, me personally, like I've
cheated on me.
I mean, like I said before, like I would do like solo stuff, like messing around garage band, like whatever my means are within like my little studio space. So it's definitely different from the music we do in break time, but that was more in the past. This has kind of taken more focus for me, but I have stuff in the past. If you ever look up my name, it'll pop up somewhere or something.
Oh.
SoundCloud, whatever.
Yeah.
Just look for Loop.
Yeah, Douglas Lupo, Loop, whatever. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I plan to release an EP on May 3rd with some of my friends at NJCU.
Oh,
So
cool.
We're gonna record like a type of lo-fi mixed with odd time signatures. So
I don't know what that is, but it sounds great.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be the prevailing reaction, but I support you, Spud. I'm gonna listen to it.
What's that
Yeah, I'll
meme?
listen to it too.
What's that meme that where that guy Toby Maguire or something is talking to and like she's like and he's like trying to explain something.
Oh, and he's
to her?
looking down.
Yeah, that's literally what I'm thinking right now. I'm like, oh man,
I don't know what that meme is
I know.
either.
Oh man, I feel.
You're crushing it right
Yeah.
I feel like an outcast.
Okay, so then, so we got like the new music coming out, like places that you were trying to get into over the summer. Is there anything like else on the horizon for break time, or is that's it? What do you guys do full time? Let's do that first. Like, do you have jobs?
We do have jobs.
Music's the job.
Yeah, well, you're in college, so you don't count. But, I mean, you count, but then we already know what you do.
Yeah, he's a student.
so-
He gets the easy one. He's a student.
Right.
I work
Stay
with.
as long as you can.
I work in the family business. We run like a distributing route throughout North Bergen, Hoboken,
Okay.
Bayonne, Jersey, delivering to supermarkets and
Cool.
stuff like that. So that's me. That's my 9 to 5, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly right now I've been like fully focused on mostly break time related stuff, like writing songs, like learning new techniques on the guitar and that kind of thing. But I will be like looking for a job very soon. You know, trying to make a little money to help fund some of these upcoming projects
Yeah,
that we
so
want
these
to
crazy
do. and-
things that Sean's
Yeah,
got you
these
running
crazy
into.
things that he has in his head. Yeah.
Yeah.
But mostly right now, and I always will be like this anyway. Like just focus fully on break time.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Sweet.
I am a full-time student. I will graduate
You're
in May of 23.
Oh, okay.
As of right now, I do have some positions I'm looking into as a music writer because I am actually doing an internship interviewing artists, indie artists throughout New Jersey for a website.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I just like ran across this. Sorry, go ahead.
My bad.
No, go.
And
This is about you, not me. Well, all of you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do some recordings on the sides for other musicians, like for studio stuff, and do I also play like for shows and stuff. Like right now, I'm doing chorus lines. So
Sweet.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Nice. I forgot what I was gonna ask. It's not your fault.
I said something about an internship and.
Oh yeah,
interviewing
so I just like started
indie
looking at
artists,
this one thing. It was like, I forget the guy's name, but I'll show it to you. But he does like all like these underground like indie music scene like documentaries and shows and like all this kind of stuff. And I just stumbled across his stuff because I released Young Benny's episode this week, and so like he liked it, and then I started like going down that rabbit hole, and that was like really cool. No, guys, like this has been really great. Have we hit all the stuff that we needed to hit, right? We didn't leave anything out.
Yeah, we are professionals.
Yeah,
This is how we
in
do
and
it.
out. I love it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So if people want to, and this is perfect. It's perfect timing. If people want to like learn more about break time and you guys, like, where are some places they can go to do that?
Well, we have a website, www.breaktimeliveng.com. That's like, we have pictures, videos of like past performances. We have links to all of our streaming stuff, like Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you want, Bandcamp, YouTube. And yeah, that's pretty much kind of like our HQ website for everything. BreakTimeLiveNJ.com. That's.
And if you want another landing page, the landing page that we have in our Instagram bio at BreakTimeLiveNJ is linktree / BreakTimeLiveNJ. So everything will be there as well.
Sweet. I love Linktree. It's great.
Yeah.
That's what I use.
Oh yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
uses it now.
It's the
It's,
best.
it's great.
It's
Yeah.
phenomenal. Well, like the link in bio becomes like 15 different links.
Exactly.
Break time is
Yeah.
sponsored by Linktree.
Yeah. Literally. No, not literally. I wish. Awesome. But so guys, thank you so much
Thank
for doing
you
this.
so much.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Mike.
absolutely.
Thank you, Mike. We're,
great.
we're very
Oh,
thankful.
a t-shirt?
I know you're
Oh.
a t-shirt guy.
I am a
so
t-shirt guy. Oh, this is awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That is the
Yeah.
t-shirt.
$20.
Love society. I
Yo,
love it.
G.
That is our
T-shirts.
first t-shirt.
Oh, this is an OG?
That's
Yeah.
an OG t-shirt.
That's
The lyric is Rebel of Society from our debut single, Rock and Roll Refugee.
Sweet.
So
Yeah,
check
awesome.
it out if you're interested.
Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely have to like stay in touch with you guys so that the next time you're playing in a spot that's like relatively close to me, or not relatively close, like close enough, I'll come and check you guys
We
out.
would love to have you.
Yeah, I'll wear my shirt and I'll sit
There we
front row.
go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yes.
Awesome. So I'll make sure that I put the links that you guys just told me in the show notes so people do want to go check it out, which I highly encourage that they do. Just go down, click it. You can take you right to their website or their Instagram page and all that. So again, this has been Break Time. We were with Break Time at Silverstream Studio in Montclair, New Jersey, with Sean Manuel, not Manuel.
Manuel.
Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, got
You
it.
got it right.
Yeah. I thought I fucked it up, but that's okay. But Sean, we're just gonna do first name. Sean, Thommy, Doug, and Peter. So guys, thank you so much for being a part of this and being here in studio with us today. And
Thank you.
absolutely. So that we were with Break Time at Silverstream Studio in Montclair, New Jersey. I'm Mike Ham. This has been the Greetings from the Garden State podcast. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you next time.